today's edition of PAP TV, and we have a very interesting topic to discuss today. My name is Gilbert Bokiti-Boifio, and with me in the studio is Honorable
Sulayman Saho from the Gambia, and a member of the Committee on Agriculture and Rural Economy.
Okay. Now, welcome to PAP TV, Honorable.
Thank you.
Now, Honorable, today we are discussing a very interesting subject, the launch of the model law on food and nutrition security. Now, can you tell us more about this model law and how important that it is to Africa?
Thank you, Gilbert, and I would like to thank the former chair of the committee and all the committee members, the acting chair, and to the leadership of Pan-African Parliament. This law is history. Model laws on food and security, we all know food is one of the most important or basic component of our life, because without food there will be no life. So not only to have a mere food, but nutritious food. So the nutrients that like carbohydrate, protein, they are very essential. So basically the law is there to promote productivity, high food productivity, quality, affordable, accessible, and sustainable. So the law is geared towards having a framework that will guide the legislators back home so that they can try to domesticate it. You know, it's not something that is, we cannot call it a natural law, but it's a law that is subjected to adjustment and improvement based on the country's conditions. So model law is just a sample. It could be adopted by various countries to look at it, what is applicable. But it's fundamental for every African to realize that the continent is not safe. There is food insecurity in the continent. How can we save the continent? How can we make sure that our school-going children, they are not underfed? How can we so that they have balanced diet? So the model law has looked into various aspects. It's very inclusive. Ranging from production, processing, and to ensure that every stakeholder is involved. Okay. And more so to thank the partners like FAO, NEPAD, WFP for their support. In ensuring that this model law come into play.
Yeah. Now, so talking about domestication of the law, how do you see members of Parliament coming here? What exactly will be required of members of Parliament to ensure that this law is domesticated at our various countries?
Thank God you can see the participation of members, the enthusiasm in them, the willingness that they have to take the document back home, not only to carry dust, but to see to it how it will be integrated to the national laws. So there is a need for sensitization, there is need for collaboration with other partners, agricultural stakeholders. So it's a mandate of every MP when you go back home to lay this report to the Parliament, to discuss with the Select Committee on Agriculture and the Ministry of Agriculture as well. So there is a strong need for synergy and collaboration within the different stakeholders to see that domestication takes its course.
Well, the Pan-African Parliament has passed several model laws, but one challenge is implementation. How is your committee going to ensure or follow up to see that this model law at least is being used on the ground?
Thank you. The panel discussion has generated this kind of thoughts, which we believe the committee has taken note of it seriously, and we would like to see that follow-ups are made, on every country to see how you have related, you have related the model law to your country and how far have they gone with implementation. So the committee will be more willing to collaborate with partners, as alluded by some of the presenters, that they are more willing, like WFP, to support NAMs in their various countries to see that domestication takes its course.
Now, finally, I want to find out from you whether the committee has the necessary funding in its work to ensure that everything is being done to make this model law successful?
Funding is a challenge. Funding is a challenge because it would have been ideal for the committee to roll out to certain countries, and see what are they doing in terms of food productivity. Because Benin, for example, in the presentation we can see that 75% progress has been made in terms of serving school meals. So that's a plus. Those ones could be learned. What is happening in the Gambia? How Gambian schools maintaining their school farms, because the school farms are geared towards sustainability. We cannot depend on handouts. So the committee must be well resourced to move out to sensitize the people that this law is a law for us. It is meant for Africans, and it's high time Africans we think in the direction of not depending on handouts. The budget, there must be a committed budget to agriculture. There were protocols, the Malabo, the Maputo protocols, the Abuja protocols. So we need to see that these protocols that are there to enhance food security, SDG, and Agenda 2063 need to be factored. So if the committee is not well resourced, it will be difficult. And we need the commitment of the governments to support the agri committees, to support Pan-African Parliament, particularly members who are in the agri committee, to see that they work hand in glove, for the better implementation of the model law.
Thank you very much, Honorable. And
Thank
I'm
you.
most grateful to have
It's
you.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
So back to you, our viewers out there. We are so grateful for you staying through this interview with us. Stay tuned for the next interview. Bye from here.
Thank you.